You heard the president yesterday. They've issued a new statement tonight from the campaign because Donald Trump said it again tonight that he would absolutely abandon NATO allies. It's become a promise. It's like a campaign promise of his. What is at stake for America in this choice on NATO policy between Joe Biden and Donald Trump?
Everything is at stake. The absolute kind of role of the United States in the world, our national security, the alliances that we built coming out of World War II, the alliances, economic, military, political, that we have made that have been, part and parcel of our success as a country, and the alliances that we have depended on are all at stake. We talk frequently about the challenge in Ukraine, noting that if Putin is able to defeat Ukraine and continue on to Poland, at that point, it's an Article 5 situation. At that point, we must go on the ground, boots on the ground, to defend an ally. And I would just note, there's only been one time that Article 5 has been invoked, and that was September 12th, 2001. In defense of the United States of America, when we were attacked, our NATO allies joined with us. They went to war for 20 years with us. And so the fact that a former president and now a candidate for the presidency would defile, degrade, and threaten, an alliance that has been vital to our security, but also to the security of the world order, is absolutely astonishing and speaks to how completely unprepared, ill-equipped, and absolutely not deserving of the role this man is.
I want to listen to something the president said yesterday that Donald Trump doesn't know and that his followers don't know about how Ukraine aid actually creates jobs in the United States. Let's listen to this.
While this bill sends military equipment to Ukraine, it spends the money right here in the United States of America, in places like Arizona, where the Patriot missiles are built, in Alabama, where the Javelin missiles are built, in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Texas, where artillery shells are made. And the way it works is we supply Ukraine with military equipment from our stockpiles, and then we spend our money replenishing those stockpiles so our military has access to them. Stockpiles that are made right here in America by American workers. That not only supports American jobs and American communities, it allows us to invest in maintaining and strengthening our own defense manufacturing capacity.
That is basically the case that President Roosevelt made in 1940 to supply the British in their fight against Hitler and Nazi Germany before the United States was engaged in that war. This is basically exactly the same message. And in 1940, Americans understood it.
Yeah. The reality is it is in our national security interest to continue supporting Ukraine by providing, the president mentioned, the Patriots, the Javelins. These are the elements of military aid that support our Ukrainian partners' ability to fight this war, protect their cities, protect their civilian population as they work to regain their territory and defeat Vladimir Putin's army. It also, in the process, allows us to build up our own stockpile. As we are moving weapons to Ukraine, we are replenishing our own. And yes, the reality is that those are weapon systems that are made in the United States. And so when we talk about the funding for our support to Ukraine, this is funding for systems and military aid that is built, constructed here in the United States. It is not just dollars that go to Ukraine, never to be seen again. But at the end of the day, Lawrence, the ability of the Ukrainian people, of the Ukrainian army to defeat Vladimir Putin's army, to stand up for democracy, to fight for their own freedom, it is in the United States' national security interests. Vladimir Putin is watching whether we will vote for this national security supplemental. President Xi is watching. The Ayatollah is watching. North Korea is watching. Our foes Tyrants and terrorists alike are watching whether the United States will continue to uphold not only our obligations, but our sense of our values of American democracy and democracy the world over, whether we will support our allies in their fight for freedom or whether we will retreat on the world stage. It is fundamentally in our interests to support Ukraine, to support our Israeli allies, to deliver humanitarian aid to civilians in Gaza, and to ensure that we are supporting Taiwan's ability to potentially be ready to defend itself into the future. This bill that the Speaker will not bring to the House floor is in our nation's best interest. He must bring it. We must pass it. The world is watching. And frankly, it is our security that is on the line, just like the other nations we seek to support.